guys, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, definitely remember to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of the different videos that I post here. Today's video is going to be the end of the year book tag. This tag has been going around like crazy for the last couple weeks and I've had so much fun watching everyone else's videos. I will be sure to also add a link to the original video for this tag in the description below. All right, so let's just jump right into the tag. The first question is, are there any books this year that you have started but you still need to finish? So before really recently, I actually wouldn't have had an answer to this question because I don't usually start books and just not finish them and leave them hanging. If I start it, I'm going to finish it. But recently I started Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. And since I had it on the Libby app, my hold expired before I got to finish it and it got automatically returned. So I had like maybe 50, 75 pages left. I tried to renew the hold and there's like a 10-week waiting list. I put another hold on the physical book at the library, so I'll have to go pick that up. But now it's been like a couple weeks and I just haven't gotten to finish it. And I'm really disappointed because I was actually really loving it. Man, those automatic returns, they really get me sometimes. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? So I don't know about autumnal necessarily, but I do have a book that I was waiting to read until the end of the year, and that is Words of Radiance by Sanderson. I think these huge, just like tomes of books are great for the fall season. I read the first book in this series this summer and I loved it, but it's just so long and the summers are really busy and falls tend to be a little bit slower. I mean, it gets darker earlier, you have more time to just kind of curl up and enjoy the book. So I wanted to wait until like November or December to start this one, and I actually have started it. I'm about 400 pages in so far, and I just think it's the perfect time of year to really dive into a long, dense fantasy book. I mean, I was waiting for this for so long, so I'm just loving it. So, I mean, it's not really autumnal, but it's definitely what I was waiting to read for the fall season. Next question is there a new release that you're still waiting for? And I don't think that there is. My biggest release that I was waiting for was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and it came out, I read it, I loved it, so I think I'm not really waiting for anything else this year. The year's almost over. I mean, we really only have December left. I know there's a lot of books for 2021 that I'm excited for, but as for 2020 new releases, I think I've read all the ones that I was waiting for. The next question is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? So obviously I want to finish Words of Radiance. I'm not going to count this one towards my 3 because I've already started it and I want to pick 3 more. What I really want to do before the end of the year is start making a dent in the books that I own that I haven't actually read yet. So these books are all books that have been sitting on my shelf for a while. The first is The Bands of Mourning by Sanderson, and this is the last book in the Mistborn series as a whole. And I've just been really slow at finishing this series. I mean, it's one of my favorites, but there's just so many other books that I want to read, but I just want to put this one on my list and finish it once and for all and kind of move on from the series and start something new. I also want to read Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. This is a book of a month that I got a couple of months ago, and I haven't really had much interest in picking it up, but I have heard pretty good things about it. I just think it'll be a really quick, nice read. I think it's very character driven from what I can tell, so I think I'll end up really enjoying that one. Finally, the third book that I want to read before the end of the year is Atomic Love by Jennie. The female love interest in this story was a physicist working on the Manhattan Project, and she has to end up spying on one of her old colleagues because the FBI thinks that he is selling secrets to the Russians. I think this book will be really perfect for the end of the year. You get some tea, some cozy blankets, and just curl up and dive into this Cold War love triangle that's going to happen in this book. So I'm really excited for that one. The next question is there a book that you think can still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't think that there's any books on my reading list that are really gonna shock me into becoming my favorite book of the year. One book that I think might surprise me and become one of my favorites is Anxious People by Fredrik Backman that I just talked about. I think this is supposed to be very character driven, and I really love character driven novels, so I'm hoping that this one will make me fall in love with all of the characters and just, you know, make my heart hurt. I've heard it's kind of sad and I love a good sad book. I've been putting this one off for so long just because it doesn't really interest me that much, so I'm hoping that I will be pleasantly surprised and count this one among one of my favorites once I do finally read it. Finally, the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? Yes, I have. I've been thinking about this a lot because I don't really make TBRs. I tried them for a while and they just weren't for me. So I was trying to think how I want my reading to go in 2021, and I've decided that I'm going to focus on finishing the series that I've already started. What always happens is I want to read so many different things, so then I read the first or second book in every single series that interests me, and I never actually finish them. You can see that's what's happening with the Mistborn series. I've been dragging on this for so long. I just need to finish them, so I'm going to start with this one to finish it. But 2021 is going to be the year of finishing the series that I started. And you know, I'm really excited for it because I feel like there are so many good books that I've just been putting off finishing that 2021 is going to be a great year, I can tell. All right, so those are my answers to the end of the year book tag for 2020. I'm sure that I'm in the same boat as everyone else who just kind of is ready for 2020 to be over and welcome in the new year. So I'm really excited. I think that I've got a great stack of books here to finish out the year with, and then 2021 is going to be just full of so many great new reads. I cannot wait. If you enjoyed watching, definitely remember to like this video, and as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have not already, please subscribe, and then you can stay up to date on all of the content that I post here. Otherwise, guys, I will see you all in the next video.